Can we now have Mandy Buckley, please? Mandy Buckley. Mandy's from the Birmingham Care Workers Dispute.
Hello, thank you for inviting me to this May Day event. I know that most of you here have probably heard about our dispute. I don't think there's probably anybody that hasn't. This dispute now has been going on far too long. It's 24 months since it started, and we've gone on a road of ups and downs all along. This time last year, the council was having their elections and agreed to do the self-roster. Then after the elections, they pulled out and they said it wasn't going to go ahead and brought in the part-time hours. Before that, it was the 3 split shifts. I was hoping that I was going to be able to come today and give you all really good news that we've been working for the last 2 months now on the hours, the rotas that the council said that they were going to agree to, that they was going to put the staff on grade 3, that all the staff have put forward and voted for. We've worked for the last 2 months on the preference forms, on the hours, staff agreeing, having staff meetings, having meetings with officers of the council that have worked very friendly, very helpful, going forward with flexible working to fit all the staff in. We've worked to go to 205 staff to fit most of the staff in, and there was about a handful that was having difficulty where we might be able to find another job or another hours. This week we were supposed to meet with these officers, and the officers, because we've been working also for a cabinet report to go into the cabinet on the 14th of May for hopefully these proposals to move forward so the dispute would come to an end. On Thursday this week, just before, we had a message from the officers to say that we wasn't having a meeting for this cabinet report. As the cabinet report, they weren't sure if there was one going through. They weren't sure what was going to be happening, and then there was going to be a meeting yesterday with the leader and Ravi, the union official, to see how we was going to go forward. I can't actually say which way they're planning on going. It's just that it's so disappointing, the work, the politics in it, it's all disgusting. I do know that a letter was sent out, I don't know if there's anybody here from the Labour group, any Labour councillors, yesterday from the head of social care saying that there was a different direction which the council might be going forward with. This direction was working with Birmingham Social Care Clinical Commissioning Group. This was with the CCG, that the team that we'd been working with forward for the hours and the rota that would bring a end to the disputes. There's been another team working with the CCG, which is the head of the Directorate of Social Services, to see where we would be going forward with maybe the NHS. And with the commissioning group, in the letter, it sort of digests about where it would be best that for the staff and citizens of Birmingham to move forward, to see where it would happen to make it as easy as possible. In my situation, I'm sort of thinking, well, what does it mean for us, the carers? We started off, the carers elected me for truth and honesty. That's what I've done in the 2 years. I've fought for the rights of every citizen and every carer across Birmingham to get the best for both the service and both the carers. And with that, I've pledged my honesty, I've been honest and been truthful. We have not been working behind the back of any scenes. The council have been working behind the back of any scenes and not coming forward with another way they may be going forward. To me, that is just not right. It's just disgusting. The Labour group, for me, I'm a working class, low paid person, and for me, it should be that the council is up there working forward for all their citizens. It should be working for us, but it seems like it's going through with government cuts, and it's not actually red, maybe it's actually blue. I do not know. I've never been political. I have saw political issues, and it has disgusted me. It really has, because I never thought that this could actually happen and things could go on like that. I really don't. It brings me like the chain makers, 1990. The chain makers were a workforce that fought for rights, for working conditions, for pay. And I feel that what they've suffered, the Birmingham City home carers have suffered that in a different way. We have been bullied, we've been patronised, we've been pushed out of our jobs, the first lot of workforce that went. We've been ground down so that we are not going to be able to fight anymore. We've been ground down to think, are we going to get somewhere? It made me even think that the council would go that low that they would, for the last 2 months when I've been working hard with my members to get this push, to get it go forward for the hours, for the rights of every citizen and everybody to have a fair deal, that they have given us the security, this security where they've given us a disbelief that it's going to go forward, and then they've come at the end and felt like they're going to pull the rug from under our feet. And it's just not right. It's a false sense of security what they've given. They've been doing these things. They should be honest from the start. They should have told us there's other things that they've been working on, and they should be honest. I don't know where it's going to lead us, and I don't know where we're going to go forward. The carers have been fighting, and they will carry on fighting. We will not give up. We will not give in. And we will carry on striking. The best of it was we had set more strike days, and because the council seemed to be going forwards and yes, definitely, and all happy and smiles, we cancelled yesterday, which is a strike action. I believe that strike action now should have maybe carried on. We didn't know what was coming. We've got more strike days planned for this month on the 11th and the 13th. And like over this 12-month period of strike action, you would never guess the amount of money and support that we have actually had. It's unbelievable. From the head office of Unison for the strike pay, the £25 and £10,000 which they donated was £184,000. But on top of that, we had another £184,000 donated by the public, by the unions, by the trade unions, which gave like £364,000 has been paid out in strike pay for carers. And that's how solid we have stood. And we have had 3 ballots. We're going to have to probably do a 4th ballot just to see where we're going to go from this, because our ballot runs out in June, which the council probably full well know. So we've got to do another ballot yet again. So it's just, I wanted to come and be happy and say, oh, we're getting somewhere, we're going through with this, but then just at the last minute they've done this, and I don't know where we are. We'll find out next week where they are planning to go, and hopefully maybe the first time in 2 years we might get a bit of honesty from the council. We might get some leeway. Well, this is what they're going to do. They're going to disband you, or they're going to 2p you over to the NHS, to the CCG. But this is going to be low part-time hours, and probably lower part-time hours than what we thought with, because I know in Solihull itself, their home care enablement, what they've got, they only employ up to 20 hours, and that is the lot. And then it's back down to your 0 contracted hours and your banked hours. So You know, we still do need support. We're still going to be able to strike. So if anybody can send donations in, we would be grateful. But I didn't want to be a bearer of bad news. I wanted it to be a happy event. So thank you for your time. Thank you.